What's up YouTube, this is Shuttleboy and I'm back with yet another video. Today's video, we're going to be going over how exactly did I get into Tyler the Creator and Golf Wang. So let's get right into it, guys. Alright, so I'm going to tell you a little story about how I got into Golf Wang and Tyler. They're actually two different time periods, really. I mean, they kind of combine, but I would say they're two different stories for the most part. We're going to start with how I got into Tyler. So the story dates back to when I was in 8th grade, actually. I wouldn't say I was just getting into music, but I was getting very more hardcore into music. Really looking up new music constantly, seeing what's the newest thing coming out. What's the most popular song coming out, stuff like that. I was really starting to like get my tastes in music. I didn't really get into music until I'd say like 5th grade, but I wasn't like super hardcore into it at all. I listened to a lot of rock, a lot of different things like that. And then around like 7th and 8th grade is when I started listening to a lot of rap and stuff. In around 8th grade, I was starting to listen to a lot of rap, just seeing what's the newest thing out. Eminem was a big influence around the time period that I was getting into rap. I wasn't a huge Eminem fan, but I knew a lot of people that were really into him. Lil Wayne, of course. And I was a huge Drake fan personally. Drake is what really got me seriously into music. And that's what got me really into rap for sure though. But then I'd say it was in the summer of my 8th grade. I don't remember the exact time period. It was the year Wolf came out was when I was in 8th grade. And I was checking, I'd always go online, check on iTunes, back when people bought iTunes cards and stuff like that. I was checking to see what's the newest thing that I should buy to listen for music. And the first thing I ended up seeing was the newest Tyler the Creator album was first on the hip hop charts for like the first week or so that it was on there. It was the first on the iTunes charts at least. And yeah, I just was like, wow, what's this? It has a really interesting cover. I always thought the cover for Wolf was such a cool cover, and I still think that to this day. But I clicked on it, it looked pretty unique. I look at the names of the songs being all capitalized and just some weird words. I thought that was really interesting, so I started listening to it. And I was like, wow, this guy's voice is really deep. It's like very grimy. And I thought that was so cool. And I'm going through some of them. Not the typical kind of rap you listen to. I thought that was cool, but at the same time I was like, I don't know how much I'm going to enjoy this, considering that I'm a newer rap fan. I just was getting into music in general, and being someone that's just limited to a $15 iTunes gift card, I have to be very selective to make sure that I'm getting something that I really like. So I started listening through, and then I hit Damo 23. I played Damo 23, and geez, that was so crazy to me. I was like, holy cow, this guy is insane. So I bought Damo 23. I ended up buying IFHY as well. And yeah, those two songs were the two songs that I played a crap load when I was younger. And yeah, I remember just loving those so much. People would always play music on their iPhones going to school and stuff. And I remember playing that, and someone was asking me about it, and I was saying it's the new Tyler the Creator album. I just listened to this. It's so cool to me. And I remember people thinking I was so weird then. They were saying that I don't really like, he's so weird with like what he says, talking about creepy things. And I was like, I don't know. I thought it was cool. I really digged the beats and just how much of a banger Damo 23 was. And yeah, to this day, that still is, as you can see, one of my biggest influences ever. It was just, the uniqueness of it to me was so cool. I actually remember that same year, I was playing music. I don't know why, but that year, a lot of people were giving me some tough time about my music. But a lot of people gave me crap for Drake then too. But I remember playing, I don't know how, but some kid brought up in one of my classes in 8th grade was saying that I was listening to some weird music, and this teacher I had, it was a math teacher, he was like, what are you listening to, Christian? I specifically said Damo 23 by Tyler the Creator, and I remember him looking at me like, what the hell did he just say? He was this guy that was just like, Eminem, Eminem, and that was it, only Eminem. And yeah, that was so weird to me, but it was so funny. I remember it just being so awkward because everyone in the class was looking at me and was just like, I was like, oh god, this is gonna be weird. That's my story of how I got into Tyler the Creator. As for the clothing, the Golf Wang clothing, I know that's a big thing that you guys are wondering more. But basically, it was sort of around the same time, but not really. I wasn't really big into clothes when I was younger. I didn't really start getting into clothes until I was in high school. I was really into sneakers in general, I would say, for a long time. I didn't seriously start collecting until I'd say like 8th grade. So same time period, but I didn't really get into clothes until high school, really. Fast forward now, I'm 20 years old, if you guys didn't know. Yeah, I remember when I was looking at Wolf, the one thing I remember was I saw him wearing the hat. And the hat I thought was so cool, I wanted to get the hat, because I mean, obviously, just listening to Wolf, you think it's so cool, and then you see the iconic hat on the cover and you're like, dang, where did he get that hat? I want to get that hat. So I ended up finding golfwang.com. Somehow I wasn't very internet savvy or clothing savvy at all, and I saw it was already sold out and everything. And I found his website and I was like, oh, that's cool, but it's already sold out. And being an 8th grade kid that doesn't have any money, it didn't really matter anyways, because I didn't have money to buy it. So I just kind of dismissed it. I thought it was cool, but I dismissed it and moved on. Fast forward like 2 years later, like freshman year, late freshman year of high school and early sophomore year, I was really into sneakers. I was just a huge sneakerhead in general, and I was talking to a friend of mine who was really into skate shoes in general. He wasn't a big sneakerhead or anything, but he was always telling me about Vans and how he really likes Vans because he knows I like sneakers. And I told him I wasn't really a big Vans guy. I didn't really care about Vans at all, but I saw what he enjoyed about them, and I thought it was just such a cool idea that he was just so interested in these cheaper models that were just so classic to him and had so much meaning. Really just kind of a basketball, Nike, Jordan kind of guy, but I really wanted to try this out anyways, and I didn't really do it right when he told me about that. But I was like, I was so used to getting like super banger, like crazy colorways, like the LeBron 9 Big Bangs, crazy things like the powder blue 3s, just really crazy colors, basketball sneakers. So a flat bottom shoe like the Vans old school was kind of like weird to me. I was like, I don't know how to wear this. This is only what like kind of like preppy kids, skater kids wear, and I'm not really that. Yeah, I kind of dismissed it then. I checked into it, but wasn't really in it. But I ended up finding that Tyler had these Vans, the Golf Wang Vans, and I was like, wow, that is so cool. Being just interested in the music, I was like, wow, I didn't know he had such cool shoes. And I wanted to get a pair, found out they were sold at limited and sold out and everything, and it's impossible to find. So I remember checking this same kid. We were in an art class together, and I remember checking on this computer almost every single day, just checking like 10 different websites to see if there was any size of the Pink Sole Vans out there, and I could never find a pair. Fast forward, and when Cherry Bomb came out, it was super crazy. I remember kids always asking me about it because they knew I was a big fan of it. I ended up seeing that they were bringing out new pairs of Vans for this album. It was around when golf media was the thing too, when it just started. Cherry Bomb was a crazy time because it had been so long since 8th grade for me, and then actually in sophomore year of high school, it felt like forever, honestly. But yeah, it was so exciting. New clothes, new everything. So I was actually able to actually cop something. I still wasn't really super into clothes at the time, buying limited clothes and stuff like that. But yeah, shoes were still such a huge thing to me. And like I said, these ended up coming out then around the time of the album. And when I saw that, I was like, I know I have to buy these now because the other pairs, they sold out super fast and are impossible to find, so I have to jump on this now. Also, keep in mind that this was around the same time that I actually was able to get a job. So I finally had income coming in, and I finally had some money to actually buy some shoes and like fun things. And actually with my first paycheck, this was in August of, I don't even know what year that was. I can't keep track of years. But this was in August. My first paycheck came in, and literally it was like the day after the shoes came out. I just went to one of my favorite restaurants, and I was sitting in there trying to buy them on my phone as it was happening, and the Wi-Fi was terrible in this place. It was so bad. But I remember actually they sold out on golfwang.com, and I was like, no. But I ended up searching on the internet and finding some random skate site that actually was selling them too. It was a California-based skate shop, and they actually had them too, and I was able to cop my favorite color, the orange pair. And yeah, that's pretty much to this day how it started, guys. I eventually then ended up buying a bunch of different shirts. Started with Zoomies and then worked my way to the brand itself, the website, and then I would say peak was like junior and senior year of high school. I ended up buying a crap load. Then freshman year of college, and this year I ended up buying a lot more. So that's gonna conclude this story time, guys. Let me know down below, did you enjoy this video? Did you enjoy this story of how I got into Tyler the Creator and Golfwang? Let me know down below, how did you guys get into Tyler the Creator? How did you guys get into Golfwang? I'm really curious to hear all your stories, because you guys probably span from very different time periods, whether it be from Goblin or from Igor itself. But hit that thumbs up button if you enjoyed the video. Please subscribe if you haven't already for more Golfwang, more sneakers, more clothing, more Shuttleboy. Also, please go cop the new Shuttleboy shirt. It would mean a lot to support the channel and support everything I do here. Link down below. And this is Shuttleboy. I'm out, guys. Peace.